Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to the East Ward reevaluation meeting. Today, we will be discussing the homes being reevaluated, making sure that everyone is fully aware of the process. Today, we have here is the reevaluation staff who's going to explain everything. First, I want to just acknowledge Councilman Silva's office. Also acknowledge the BA, Eric Pennison here. Also, we have the Deputy Mayor Lygia is here as well. And then we have Frank D'Alessio from the Tax Assessor's Office, and we have Greg from the ASI office. With that being said, I'm gonna turn it over to Lygia. She's gonna translate for tonight, and along with Annie Ferreira, but we're gonna start with Lygia opening up.
Boa noite a todos. Primeiro eu queria convidar as pessoas que estão aí atrás. The people is on the back. Can you come a little closer? Because you know the people is going to come late. They're going to feel intimidated to sit down. If you can move it. Só podem sentar bocadinho mais à frente. Obrigado. Em nome do Mayor Ras Baraka e toda a administração, a gente agradece a vossa participação e também junto com o escritório do vereador Mike Silva, nós temos aqui o nosso diretor administrativo, o Sr. Eric Pennison, e temos também o assessor das taxas, Mr. Velácio, e também o Frank que vai fazer a parte técnica. Nós já vamos começar e eles já vão explicar o que, caso tem pessoas que não entendem inglês, por favor, levantem a mão. Ok, obrigado.
So I just want to go over a couple of things. We're going to do the presentation, and after the completion of the presentation, we're going to open the floor for questions and answers. Also, just keep in mind that, you know, someone may have a question, so we want to limit it at least to 2 to 3 so everyone could get their questions apart. Also, making sure that we're listening to the questions and showing respect as well. I know it might be a little bit of excitement, but we want to try to help you all, making sure you're understanding, over communicating what's going on and what's going to happen. I just want to acknowledge Council President Crump that just walked in the building. With that being said, I'm going to, oh, well, you have to translate.
Yeah. So, ela estava a explicar como é que vai ser a reunião. Primeiro, eles vão explicar, por favor, não interrompam. Vão ter oportunidade de vocês fazerem as perguntas. Quem está a fazer a pergunta também deixam a pessoa falar para que todos possam escutar e vão ter a resposta. Talvez seja quando vocês estão a perguntar, seja a mesma pergunta que já tinham em mente. Vamos ser respeitosos para que a reunião possa ir de uma maneira tranquila e principalmente informadora e possamos ir para casa todos mais rápidos. Obrigada.
With that being said, we're going to turn the mic over to the Frank D'Alessio from the Tax Assessors for the City of Newark.
Good evening, everyone. It's very informative tonight. I know you all have a lot of questions. There'll be plenty of time to ask questions when we finish. So let Greg here. Greg is from Appraisal Systems, the company that's doing the revaluation. We will be answering all the questions you have at the end of the meeting. And I turn it over to Greg now with ASI.
Don't forget I have to translate. Bom, deu boa noite de novo e disse a mesma coisa, que sabe que vocês têm talvez muitas perguntas, mas que esperem para que o Frank primeiro faça a apresentação e depois eles vão tentar responder o máximo de todas as perguntas que vocês têm. Frank, go ahead. Oh, Greg. Why I put you Frank?
That's my dad.
Oh, good. So I guess I was thinking your dad.
All right. So we are the company doing the reevaluation, and this is the formal definition. It is a revaluation program seeks to spread the tax burden equitably within a taxing district by appraising property according to its true value and assessing it based on such value. This is accomplished by mass appraisal of all the property in the taxing district and by an outside professional appraisal or revaluation firm.
Bom, nós vamos começar com a revelação das taxas. É o que está escrito aí, diz a revelação do programa é para poder tirar o peso das taxas e mantê-la igualável, as taxas no distrito. Vai ser uma presa, que é uma pessoa que faz é appraiser, eu acho que não tem um outro nome em português, da propriedade, de acordo com o valor que foi designado pela propriedade e também junto o appraiser vai dar uma ideia real da propriedade juntado com as taxas em cada distrito, porque isso vai pelo distrito e que Fora disso, o profissional vai fazer uma revelação bem exata.
Okay. If you could let them know that these slides are also on our website in Spanish and Portuguese.
O que é muito mais maravilhoso, né? No website da cidade, isto está traduzido em espanhol e em português. Então, depois vão lá, com certeza está melhor em português do que eu tentei traduzir. Hi, Mayor.
There is an erroneous assumption by some that the revaluation is a means by which a municipality increases property taxes. Revaluations do not increase the total amount of revenue to be raised by taxation. The municipality only collects the amount of tax dollars that the 4 units of local government, local school, regional school, county government, and municipal government determine is necessary for operation. The New Jersey real property tax ad valorem is a tax according to the value. The state constitution at Article 8, Section 1, Paragraph 1 requires that all real property be assessed at the same standard of value. New Jersey Statute NJSA 54:4-23 established the standard of property value to be the full and fair, thank you, of true value, which is defined as the price at which, in the assessor's judgment, each parcel of real property would sell for at a fair and bona fide sale. That's the legalese part of it.
Thank you, Greg. I just want to take this announce Mayor. Okay, Mayor Baraka. Okay.
Yeah, your turn.
I don't know if I can translate all those technical stuff in Portuguese, but I'm going to try it. Eu não sei se eu vou conseguir, mas como ele disse, está no website da cidade, traduzido em espanhol e em português. Por favor, vão lá, leiam em português, de certeza que está melhor profissionalmente traduzido. Eu vou tentar. A revelação das taxas não é para aumentar o total do aumento do ingresso que vai ser aumentado nas taxas. A municipalidade, ele coleta a quantidade das taxas do vosso, quando vocês fazem do imposto que chama-se o tax returns, que é o imposto, ele vai ser feito em 4 unidades de locais do governo. No local da escola, na parte regional da escola, na parte do condado do governo e da parte do município do governo. Determinar as necessárias operações nessas 4 unidades. New Jersey, as propriedades do New Jersey, que chama-se que é realmente a propriedade da taxa, é valorizada de acordo com o valor do Estado, da Constituição, do artigo 17, da secção 1, da parte 1, requerida da parte real da propriedade, do acessamento que tem um nível que se diz um standard value, que é o nível do valor. Nesse caso, o New Jersey tem um status, tem um regulamento que está dentro desse número 54.423, estabilizando esse status da propriedade no valor que fica bem, mas que fica justo, ok? Que chama-se o full fair value, o justo valor dentro do valor real. Tem o justo valor e o valor real. Entre esses dois que eles vão definir o preço que vai ser reavaliado a propriedade.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, not a problem.
Try.
Okay, so why is the Newark being reevaluated? It was ordered by the County Board of Taxation. The criterion used to determine the need is the last revaluation was done in 2013. The average ratio, what that means, the average ratio is 44.94. That means that houses that are selling currently are the value on the tax card is only 44% of the value that they're selling at. The ideal is they should be at full market. At the end of this process, that's what that means.
Okay.
I'll pause because there's some explanation with each of these.
Ok, como é que e essa revelação é ordenada pelo o board do condado, do departamento das taxas, taxation. É o critério que eles determinam. Quais são os critérios? Foi feito o último, ok, em 2013 e o percentual. Ok, o percentual que eles fizeram foi de 44,94% e o coeficiente, que é a divisão entre vai de 23 a 28.
Yeah, I'm going to explain the coefficient.
Ok, ele vai explicar melhor o que é essa parte da coeficiente, que é a divisão entre as duas partes.
Right. So the coefficient says that from that ratio number, there can be a variation of 28.78% above or below. So the number can be as low as, do the math really quick, like 17%, something like that, of the market value. So the ratio can range from 17 to, say, 70%. So there's a wide variation of what the sales are selling for in the city. And that's why the current numbers are not correct, or not good for fair allocation of the tax burden.
Ok. Essa divisão que eu estava a explicar, ele é de 28,78%. E se for fazer a diferença com o 44,94% que estava, vai ficar um aumento mais ou menos a 7%, variado entre 17% e 18%. Mas esse número ele é relativo, tem que se ver segundo as situações de cada um.
Okay, and also if there are a lot of appeals done by individual property owners, if the number becomes large, it makes sense to just revalue everybody, get it correct, so that the city isn't burdened with all these individual appeals, dealing with them one by one, do the correction so that the numbers are accurate.
Na revelação vocês podem não aceitar e pedir, que chama-se o apelo. O apelo é, você tem que fazer um documento que vai dizer que não aceitou ou que acha que não está certo. Eles vão fazer a revisão de novo e ver se na verdade, porque pode ter erros.
Okay, and then other factors are more, the economics. The market is up, market is down. They need to be, there could be a need for an adjustment. Fads where one area of the city, even within a ward, can become more popular or less popular. And if there's legislation such as zoning changes, and suddenly you now can have something that wasn't there now, or if there's now coded as a flooding area.
E essa variação do aumento vai segundo os lugares. Tem lugares mais, ele diz mais populares, mas os lugares que se acha que a situação da propriedade tem mais valor, então esse aumento pode variar dos 17% a 18% que ele estava a dizer, segundo as zonas. Pode ser também que o departamento do zoning que a gente tem na cidade de Newark determine que certas áreas e o percentual pode subir e descer. Também lugares de enchentes, que ele estava a dizer o flooding, que são as enchentes. Então também essa pode variar.
Okay, so these are some examples. We're way far away from having any real numbers, but the next two cards show examples of possibilities and how that would reflect. So can you just
Yeah, só esses são os exemplos que ele tem aqui, como vocês podem ver, mais ou menos o variável segundo o preço, o que é que se pode aumentar as taxas da propriedade.
Okay, in this example, house currently is valued at $185,000. The current tax rate is 55.84. If you do the math out, their current taxes are 10,330. If in this process it's determined that the value doubles, their new assessment would be 370,000. Whenever there is a inflationary increase in the value, there has to be a deflationary decrease in the tax rate, because those two numbers always have to balance out to equal the budget. So in these examples, we have to assume that the budget is being equal. We know that year to year, the budget does go up some, but to do the math to show these examples, we have to show that this way. So if the value doubled, the tax rate comes in half, the math works out to exactly the same.
Price. Ok, como vocês estão a ver aqui, por exemplo, ele dá um exemplo. Agora em 2024, uma casa que tinha o valor de $185 mil, portanto o percentual das taxas de $55,84 por mil, esse deu no total de pagar as taxas de $10.330 que ia se pagar para esses 185 mil. Agora, com esse novo e revelação que estão a fazer, se ele aumentar para $370 mil, ok? O percentual baixou, se vocês verem, de 55,84 foi para 27,92, as taxas continuam a ser $10.330, ok?
Okay, and then at the bottom, it shows that if an individual property owner's value went up above the average and it got valued at $400,000, then their taxes would be increased greater. And then if if they came below the average at 340, their taxes would be lower. And what this basically means for everybody that is valued at above the average increase, somebody else is below the average. So for every dollar somebody else is paying more, somebody else is paying less. This is a near zero net gain. So it's just dividing up the tax burden fairly based on the value.
Yeah. Como vocês estão a ver nos dois exemplos, até ele podia ser $400 mil, ia para 11.168, ou $340 mil até baixou para 9.492. Isso depende, como ele está a explicar, é no percentual que a gente viu, que chama-se o tax rate, que é o percentual, que é, ou esse de 55 vai para 27, ou então vai para menos, segundo as locações que ele falou, de lugar que é mais popular do que o outro, ou lugar que tem enchente, ou alguns lugares que o departamento do Zone determinou que as taxas são mais elevadas ou mais baixas.
So this is another example where the average increase was 3.4% increase in value. And it could be any increase or decrease. If there's an increase in value because the market's up, there's that decrease in the tax rate. If the market dropped, there would be an increase in the tax rate because the budget has to be met. This is just basically the same math we just did, just with a higher percentage growth.
Yeah. Esse é outro exemplo de que no aumento dos impostos de 3,4% depende do mercado, do valor da propriedade. Se ele subir, ok, vai ter, obviamente um aumento. Se não, não vai ter aumento nenhum. Ou descer também. Go ahead.
Okay, the process has 7 steps. We are passing the first step where we have mailed out the letter to let everyone know.
I didn't see this. Oh, you go one by one first?
I can go.
Or I have to translate
No,
that?
that one was just
Okay.
saying that there's.
Go ahead,
That's
sorry.
really all it says.
No problem.
So then the first thing that we do once we get everything approved is we mail out the letter, which has been mailed as of think it was November 30th. And then we start the inspections. So, do you want to?
Excuse me, guys, on the back there. Can you please lower your voice? Thank you. So, tem 7 passos que ele vai explicar. Nesses 7 passos, o primeiro é a inspeção, que algumas pessoas... Go back. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Não é inspeção. Sorry,
A second here.
I lost my track.
Yeah. So we,
The first
we
one,
mailed the
the
letters.
inspector.
Yeah.
You want the letters.
Mailed the
November, right?
November.
Yeah. So a primeira é a inspeção que vai ser feita. Já foi enviada uma carta da cidade a dizer que vai ter essa inspeção, que vocês devem ter recebido desde o mês de novembro do ano passado, que estão a mandar atualmente.
Okay, so then we start inspections. We had a town hall meeting in the South Ward about 2 weeks ago, and we've been doing inspections there, and then we'll be starting here shortly.
Ok. Já começou as inspeções. Já fizeram no sul de Newark, no bairro sul, e agora vão tentar começar agora aqui no nosso bairro.
Okay, for the first visit, so as we go, we assign properties to inspectors, and they work through that neighborhood. They will be knocking on your door sometime, weekdays between 9 and 5. The first visit is unannounced because we don't have your phone numbers, and it just wouldn't be efficient to do it that way. So when we knock, and if you are home, make sure that the inspector has the ID on. Our inspectors are also going to be wearing reflective jackets, or are wearing reflective jackets. We are getting them embossed with our name on them, and it'll say field inspector. We're dropping them off to get that done tomorrow.
Ok. Então, as inspeções vão ser da seguinte maneira. Eles vão primeiro inspecionar a área, okay, onde vão ter ver a casa, a propriedade. Essa inspeção é feita das 9 até as 5 da tarde e vai ser inesperada. Eles podem chegar e bater na porta, já que muitas das informações que eles têm não têm o telefone, então vão bater na porta. Se a pessoa estiver, eles vão fazer a inspeção. Esse inspetor vai estar com uma jaqueta dessas que tem um refletor luminoso, essas jaquetas que vocês veem por aí que os inspetores têm, com a identificação para poder mostrar que eles são as pessoas que estão a fazer a inspeção. Go ahead.
Also, so that you know that the person's knocking your door, we do drop off ID sheets with the police. The police, if you do want to call them, please call them on the non-emergency number. You can also call our office or Frank's office. And then on our website, we also have a list of all the properties that are assigned with the inspector's name and their ID sheet. Oh, sorry. So if you go to our website, look up your properties listed, you'll see the name. You can go to another spot, see that person, and see what they look like. So when they come knocking at your door, that's the right person. So you can have confidence that you're getting the right person in your house.
Então, para não se preocuparem da pessoa que está a aparecer inesperadamente na vossa porta, no website deles, eles têm a propriedade, o inspetor, a fotografia do inspetor, assim, e o número da identificação do emblema do registro do inspetor. Assim vocês possam ficar mais confiantes de abrir a porta para o inspetor para fazer a inspeção.
Okay, when we arrive in a neighborhood, beyond just your house, we're looking at influences in the neighborhood. Is there signs that there's flooding? Are you all looking at a scrapyard? Are you all looking at a lake? Do you have a good view, a bad view? Are there any factors that would affect it beyond just what is on your property? So that's part of the inspection process.
Quando eles vão fazer a inspeção na área, eles especificamente são a ver propriedades que tenham com uma certa tensão. Essas casas são que pode-se ter alguma coisa com enchente, que está aí rachadas, são as paredes rachadas, ou que tenha alguma outra coisa que identifique que eles façam a inspeção.
So when an inspector comes to your house, that inspector will ring your bell, knock your door, and hopefully you're there to answer. If you are there, we introduce ourselves, let you know who we are. We'll have our ID, like I said, showing, reflective jacket, and we will ask to measure the outside of the house, and if you're comfortable and available at that time, do an interior inspection.
I just forgot to translate about the police. I forgot about that. So the comfortable. Eu esqueci há bocado, ele disse também, se vocês não sentem-se confortável de deixar o saber, não viram no website, não sabem quem é a pessoa, apesar que está a mostrar a jaqueta de identificação, vocês também podem procurar o policial e eles vão estar junto para poder sentirem confortável. Voltando aqui, ele chega, como ele disse, o inspetor vai chegar, bate na porta, se vocês estão, abrem a porta, já sabem quem é, ou se sentem confortáveis de abrir ou pedir à polícia, e aí ele vai fazer a inspeção.
So what we're getting from those measurements is something that looks like that sketch there. It's breaking out your house into different sections. This part is 2-story, this part is 1-story, this part's a garage. And that's the main part of the exterior inspection.
Só quem vai já tem a planta e já sabe que tipo de propriedade é. Se é uma propriedade de um só nível ou de 2 níveis. Nesse caso, essa propriedade é de um nível e tem a garagem. Já sabem toda a descrição pela planta da casa.
We're also looking to see if there are different styles of houses, different exterior finishes, any kind of exterior building, sheds, detached garages,
Stucco.
that stuff, yeah.
Yeah. E também eles vão pelo exterior da casa. Se a casa é feita de shingles ou de stucco, essas partes ou de tijolo, portanto essa parte também está sendo visturada.
And we're looking at the overall condition of the house. Ultimately, if we do get inside, the inside as well, we're basing it on the age of the house. So if your house is brand new, we expect it to look brand new. If it's 100 years old, we expect it to look 100 years old. And we're basing it on the age. So we're making a decision that is it in good condition, bad condition, or typical condition.
A revelação também da casa, para revelar, tem que ver o aspecto de fora da casa e a idade da casa. Se é uma casa nova, obviamente ele vai parecer uma casa nova. Se é uma casa de 100 anos, vai parecer uma casa de 100 anos. Então eles esperam com que fora esteja de acordo com a idade da casa, da propriedade.
Okay, if we are unable to get in on the first visit, we come out, do that first knock, either you're not home or that time is not good for you, we'll leave a note similar to this. It is in Spanish and English, the one we will be using in town. And it basically says, we will be back on another day in the evening. And if that is good, just be there. If it is not, call, cancel, and reschedule for another day.
Okay. Caso eles chegam lá e batem a porta e ninguém está, vão deixar esse papelinho amarelo que vocês estão a ver aí. Esse documento vai estar em espanhol. Not Portuguese, right?
No. It becomes...
But it's dating stuff, so they can understand. So não vai ter em português, mas é só dizendo, eu estive aqui, eu vou voltar na data tal, horário tal. E se a pessoa não puder nessa data, nesse horário, tem um número de telefone, chame e marque para um dia e a hora a sua conveniência.
Okay, when we're doing the interior inspection, it is a quick walkthrough, depending on the size of the house, no more than 5 to 10 minutes. And all we're doing is counting the rooms, noting the overall condition, just like we did on the outside, noting that you have whatever kind of heating, if you have central air, do you have an attic, is it finished, do you have a basement, is it finished, and if there's been any major improvements, like significant, not just you replace the hardware on your cabinets in the kitchen, but like full renovations.
Okay. No interior, eles vão ver lá dentro tudo. vão ver se tem o basement, se o basement está terminado, como que está feito, a cozinha, se foi feita a cozinha. Não é mudar os gabinetes, os armários, mas se foi refeito a cozinha toda, também isso tendo em consideração o banho e algumas outras, como o aquecimento, o sistema do ar-condicionado e outras coisas da casa. Também no IAREC, também vão lá no sótão, não IAREC, é o sótão. O sótão também vão ver se está feito e como é que está feito.
And just one thing with attics. Attics only count in our world if you have real stairs. If it's a pull down or a hatch to get in, we don't count that as an attic.
Ok, o sótão, se é só aquele que puxa o cordão e vem a escada abaixo, porque se tem a escada que sobe para ir para aí, não é contado, é só aqueles, o sótão é contado se puxa a escada e é subido pela escada.
So this is just some examples of the range that you can see of what kitchens look like. The one on the right side, I had to orient myself, make sure it didn't mirror. That would be more modern kitchen, and then the other ones could be average, and then on the left is something showing more age, and they would be marked accordingly and affect your value one way or the other.
Ok, a cozinha, isso é um exemplo, por exemplo, está aqui as fotografias. É uma cozinha mais antiga, uma cozinha mais moderna, e isso tem que se ter em consideração quando eles vão lá para ver dentro os diferentes tipos de cozinha. Isso também vai em acordo com os anos que a casa tem.
And basically the same thing with bathrooms. We're looking to see if the bathrooms have been completely renovated, or are they typical for the age of the house, or are they in disrepair?
A mesma coisa para a casa de banho, vai o mesmo critério. Casa de banho antigo, se foi renovado, depende dos anos que a casa tem.
Okay, so this speaks to finished basements and attics. If they are finished, it does have added value. If they're unfinished, they still have value because they are there and they are part of your building.
Yeah. O basement, se está feito, está terminado, está bonito, vai ter um valor. Mas se não está feito, continua a ser também avaliado e vai ter um outro valor, obviamente.
Okay, if any homeowner has concerns, this was added when COVID was the big concern, but this applies to any kind of health issue or just personal issue that you don't want somebody physically in your house. We do inspections with virtual, through Zoom or FaceTime.
Se no caso a pessoa tem problemas de saúde e não quer uma pessoa na casa deles, ele pode ser feito virtual.
Okay, if we miss you at the first visit, we came back the second night, and you're still not there or still unable to let us in at that point, we'll leave you a second note. And they're currently white. We're waiting for the next round to come in. So they might be white or blue, but they will look like this. And it basically gives you the information that we're going to be valuing the house on. If we don't get inside a house, we have to estimate it to the highest reasonable level. And this will tell you what that is. And it's standard across the entire city. The attic is going to be assumed mostly finished. The basement assumed mostly finished. Kitchen updated, bathroom updated, and the overall condition above average.
Quando da primeira vez foram, não encontraram, deixaram aquele papelinho amarelo e aí marcou-se uma outra data. Foram de novo, na segunda vez não está ninguém, vai ter que ele normalmente tem sido em branco, mas provavelmente vai ser em azul. E no caso da segunda vez e não for feito, aí eles vão ter que fazer a revelação da maneira que acharem que é o mais dentro das critérias, o justo da casa, pelo o valor da casa e pelos os trabalhos que já foram feitos na casa, no basement, no sótão, as cozinhas e as casas de banho e as outras coisas da casa.
And something additionally we added for Newark, which we just discussed in office yesterday, I haven't shared with you guys yet. As we finish an area, we are going to mail out additionally that we did not get into your property and we'd like to. So that kind of gives people the added, all right, this is coming from an office, let me call, and that if they have any concerns that they were unsure about somebody coming in person. So we're taking that extra step to try to make sure we get as many interiors as we can so that we are not basing your value on the estimate, but on the true condition and status of your house.
Yeah. Apesar da primeira oportunidade e da segunda oportunidade, e depois de eles fazerem no critério deles sem ver a casa, mas a nossa administração pediu se quando eles mandassem a avaliação para vocês, para os donos da casa, se no caso tiver alguma questão ou não achar justo, eles ainda vão dar uma oportunidade.
Okay. Properties that are condominiums or townhouses are also inspected. The inspection is very similar, but there are some differences. Townhouses and condos, once they're built, they can't change them physically. They can't make them bigger or smaller. They can do updates. So the exterior is based, we confirm the exterior still looks correct and based, the exterior condition. We don't do the measurements that we do on the house. We take those measurements from the master deeds because they cannot change them. And then we still do an interior inspection because condos and townhouses can do updates on kitchens, baths, and if townhouses have basements, they can finish them.
Okay. E os condomínios e chama-se os townhouses, aquelas casas individuais, elas também vão ser inspecionadas. A única coisa é o seguinte, como pela lei a parte de fora não pode ser mudada, não pode ser aumentada, não pode ser diferente, então eles vão fazer a avaliação dela por fora e não precisam, têm as medidas, porque as medidas já estão registradas, não precisam de fazer as medidas. O dentro vão ter que ser inspecionadas porque podem fazer mudanças e mudar o banho, a casa de banho, a cozinha e outros cômodos, então dentro tem que ser inspecionados.
This is just an example of a master deed that we would look at, gives us the measurements and the room count.
Yeah. Esse é o exemplo da planta que ele falou há bocadinho, que eles já têm, então não precisam fazer as medidas porque não é modificado nos condomínios e nos townhouses.
Okay, so that was all step one. Step two is also happening currently, but that's more office-based. We are determining, most of you folks think of Newark, you're in certain ward, certain sections. We have to actually break that down because even within wards, there are areas that are influenced differently and their sales would reflect that. So we were going to break down the city into, you'll see in the next slide, a neighborhood map. So it's determined partially by the wards, partially by the major highways cutting through, the rail lines, major roads, whatever, all the significant things that like this side of the town versus that side would divide it, and they're different. The easiest way to say it.
Yeah. Agora vamos para a segunda parte, que é o analisar. Como é que eles fazem, como que eles analisam, como que eles determinam e tipos de propriedades. Eles determinam segundo o local. Pode estar junto de uma autoestrada, junto do caminho de ferros, junto de um rio ou de um lago. Então, essas coisas são determinantes para poder fazer a avaliação da casa e da propriedade. No caso, por exemplo, desse lado daqui, do lado de lá, é uma diferença. E ele vai mostrar nos próximos slides.
Okay. This is an example of the tax map, or the neighborhood map from previous revaluations. Reason that we do this also is when we're doing the valuing, we're going to be looking at the sales of properties in those neighborhoods to establish your value. So the idea is this area has similar influences. if that affected that house when it's sold, that would reflect on your house as well.
Então, aqui está o exemplo de como que eles dividem o mapa da cidade em diferentes áreas. Como disse, o primeiro é as estradas, os rios, os lagos, mas também é quando o preço, o valor da propriedade influencia a parte à volta as outras propriedades à volta desse valor que uma ou outra casa tenha e ponha com que os outros tenham um valor mais elevado.
Okay, also in the office, we'll be gathering the sales data. So keep in mind, this is for tax year 2027. So we're a long way away from putting values on properties. There are a lot of sales that haven't occurred that will affect your property's value. So speculating at this point on what your value would be, we are very far away from that point, but we are gathering the data starting now, or it's existing already, to start creating models for that.
So, isso vai ser para 2027. Tenham em mente que não é agora, é 2027. Mas, até lá, o valor das propriedades que está a ser movimentado tem que ter consideração. Por isso estão a começar agora para poder ter uma noção do que vai ser o preço, mas o aumento vai ser em 2027.
Okay, when we get close to the end of the process, everyone gets mailed a value letter, a proposed value letter. And that is, we're saying, based on what we have, this is what we think your property is worth. And if you have questions, concerns, anything, we have people to sit down with you and talk through any questions, concerns, or if there's something you think we didn't know about that you want to make sure we know about, we can take that information and we look at it, and if it does affect the value, we can change the value still at that point.
Okay. Então, a quarta vai ser a informação. Então, eles vão mandar uma carta a dizer, isso é que chegamos à conclusão, que vai ser o preço da vossa propriedade. E vocês vão ver, se não chegarem a um acordo, vocês vão entrar em contato com eles vão ter uma pessoa que vai sentar diretamente com você, explicar tudo direitinho. E se você achar que tem alguma coisa lá que não bate, você pode provar e mostrar que não está certo e eles vão modificar.
When we send the value letters, we also add additional information on our website. We add a list of the entire proposed values of every property in town. We want to be as transparent so you can look and see what your neighbor was proposed at. The reason we do this is not everyone's going to be savvy on how to figure out comparable sales, but most people can go, well, that house is a little bit nicer than mine, and that one's not as nice, and my value should be somewhere in the middle. And is it? And that's a good way to determine ballpark if things seem correct. And if they don't, you call and then get a meeting with us and we can talk through that with you. We also post all the sales that we're basing the values on, and there is a whole lot of tax implication data posted at that time as well.
Tudo isso vai estar no website deles, para ter a clareza. Então você vai poder ver e poder ver do seu vizinho, todos à volta, e ver, talvez às vezes as pessoas dizem assim, mas esse aí está a pagar mais que eu ou menos que eu, e porquê, o quê? Então já vai ter uma noção à volta dos preços de cada vizinhança, o que é que está a pagar, porque vai estar tudo posto aí. E no caso, de novo, se achar que alguma coisa está injusta, pode sempre contactá-los e eles vão ver juntamente com vocês.
As I mentioned, what we refer to those meetings as informal hearings, and we'll have them set up in each ward when the time comes, and we will keep having them as long as residents, business owners want to have meetings. We know that that's part of the process, and we make sure that we have a meeting with everyone that wants a meeting.
Como ele já tinha dito anteriormente, vai dizer de novo, vai ter, se vocês querem ter um encontro, uma reunião, a com a pessoa encarregada lá que possa explicar melhor. Sempre as pessoas sempre têm questões, têm perguntas, então eles sempre vão estarem abertos para mostrar a vocês o que é que foi feito e poderem chegar num acordo comum.
Okay, and also at this point, in these meetings, like I said, any information you bring that may not be apparent to us prior to this, or if you waited all this time and we didn't get an interior inspection, and you're willing at that point, we can still do it. And then based on all of this information, there's the possibility that the value can change. And then anyone we've met with gets a follow-up letter to let them know if it has changed or if it has not changed.
Todo mundo que foi feito a inspeção vai receber a carta. E ele vai saber se mudou ou não mudou o imposto da propriedade. Já que teve todos esses passos que a gente já explicou, não teve a primeira, não teve a segunda, teve a oportunidade de pedir para poder fazer uma conversa um a um, mas eles continuam a estar em aberto de sentar e ver. Se caso provarem que está alguma coisa que não foi feita, ainda dá tempo de refazer o preço da taxa da propriedade.
Okay, and when you get...
The meetings there is the Monday to Saturdays, you said?
Yeah, we depending on the need, we try to be as flexible. We go into evenings, Saturdays,
Yeah, let me tell you that. So, e vocês podem marcar esse encontro com a pessoa, eles podem estar de segunda a sábado, ok? De manhã, de tarde ou de noitinha, à noite. Portanto, eles têm essa variável.
And we can do phone, so if somebody can break out from work for 15 minutes.
E por telefone também, se caso não pode ir. Yeah.
Okay, so when they get the letter after that, if they still disagree with our value, they still have the option to appeal to the County Board of Taxation.
Yeah. Depois de tudo isso, ainda se vocês acharem que caso alguma coisa não está certa, vocês podem meter, que chama-se o apelo, no condado, que aqui o nosso condado é Essex County, aí vocês podem meter e tem uma comissão, o que chama-se o board, e essa comissão vai fazer a revisão e ver se eles fizeram alguma coisa de errado.
Right, so at the point that we were sending those letters, that is the same time that we are submitting those values to the city and the county, and they become official, and that's why it has to be in a formal appeal. And
E vocês têm que mandar, porque depois vocês vão receber a carta, tanto do condado como da cidade, e vão ver se bate ou não bate.
Keep in mind, with the appeals process, you need to focus on the value and not what your potential taxes are.
Okay. Quando se vai fazer a reclamação no condado, vocês têm que fazer pelo valor, não pelo o que vocês estão a pagar a taxa de propriedade, mas pelo valor da propriedade. Okay?
Okay. We're going to talk about commercial for a little bit. Commercial properties get valued as well. They're valued differently. They're looked at in a income approach based on what they earn. So if there are any business owners here, we will be mailing out the Chapter 91, which is a form that business owners have to fill out. Mm-hmm. It's basically an income and expense. They'll be mailed out right after tax day.
Ok. Os prédios, que chama-se os prédios comerciais, que são aqueles de negócios, também vão ser evaluados. E para isso, eles vão mandar uma carta e tem um formulário que chama-se o capítulo 9, e eles vão ter que preencher isso. A avaliação do comercial é feito pelo o que eles ganham pela propriedade. Já do aluguel, o que eles ganham em cima da propriedade.
And with commercial properties, we do want to get interior inspections as well, because we want to know the front is maybe retail, the back is warehouse, and you have a one-bedroom apartment that you're renting instead of two.
Também vai se fazer dentro, nos comerciais, como se faz nas casas. Pode ser que à frente é uma loja, atrás tem um armazém e em cima tem um apartamento que deveria ser de um quarto e está lá 2 ou 3. Então também vão fazer a inspeção interna.
And if we don't get the Chapter 90 ones, we have to estimate those numbers to industry standards.
E se não receberem esse formulário, que é o capítulo 91 que eu acabei de falar, o formulário, eles vão ter que ir pelo o que eles acham que é o normal que deveria ser esse prédio.
Okay, and then this brings us back, first, properties that are under construction. If you're currently building a house and we go for the inspection, say 3 weeks from now, we're going to note how far along it is, and we will come revisit it closer to the end of that. And if you have completed it, then it's done and it goes on the books. If it's not to the point that it is finished for its intended use, there is not full taxation on that property.
No taxation.
No, there'll still be taxes, but not full taxation.
Full taxation. Ok.
Yeah, not full.
Ok. As propriedades que estão sobre construção, no momento que eles vão fazer a inspeção, também fazem. Eles vão, quando está no início, depois deixam um tempo e vão continuar a ver a evolução da construção. E se no caso, quando eles estiverem a fechar tudo, porque como eu disse há bocado, vai ser fecho por causa de 2027, eles vão pôr o valor, ok? O valor normal da taxa de propriedade dessa propriedade que está sobre a construção.
Okay, and then just a reminder, we're going to be constantly updating as I assign properties in the city. That list just grows longer. So once you know we're going to be starting in the East Ward as of Monday, there's properties, I'll be training some new hires there. And then our folks, as they finish in the South Ward, will be moving to the East Ward. So you'll see that coming. If you don't see your property listed there, it hasn't been assigned yet. Once it's been assigned, it should be 3 to 5 weeks that will be there within there. It varies based on the weather. If it snows a lot, it's going to slow us down. If it, any kind of weather. And just keep in mind, you guys are still kind of at the beginning of the process. So from the time you're inspected to the time you get that value letter, it's going to be not until the end of 2026 or the very beginning of 2027.
Ok. Portanto, eles vão estar sempre a pôr a informação no website. Quem não está a ver, que está muito longe, é www.asinj.com. Portanto, esse é o website, vocês vão estar sempre em contacto a ver lá, porque quem às vezes pode não ter recebido a carta e a propriedade está no website, quer dizer que ele vai ser inspecionado. Essa inspeção vai levar tempo. Então, portanto, tenham calma, porque infelizmente o tempo não está a ajudar com a neve, o frio, eles não têm estado a fazer muitas inspeções, por causa do tempo não ajuda, mas vão fazer se a sua casa recebeu a carta ou está no website. Daqui a 2, 3 semanas mais ou menos já vão começar pelo nosso bairro, aqui o bairro Leste, e não contem com o resultado, pode ser até fins de 2026 ou princípio de 2027. Vocês vão receber o resultado de tudo das casas que foram inspecionadas. Eu vou repetir, graças. É três vezes, ASINJ.com. Todo mundo pegou? I'm going to say in English. www.asinj.com. Got it? We good?
Okay, that's the end of the presentation.
A la ordem, gracias, a la ordem. Já terminou a apresentação? Não, agora é com...
We'll start questions in just one moment. Just
Cíntia.
the mic. Yeah. We can share.
Say something, Mayor? Okay. Okay. At this time, we're going to take questions. So I'll go around the room. Again, let's just remember, let's keep the questions to 3 minutes. We want to try to make sure everybody get a chance to ask the questions, okay?
Agora vamos ter as perguntas. Por favor, mantenham as perguntas rápidas, não mais que 3 minutos, para poder dar oportunidade a todos. Ok? Muito obrigada.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Yo quería saber, la área mía está desvaluada. Antes había un swimming pool, ahora lo han cogido para poner containers para garbage. ¿Usted cree que la propiedad de nosotros va a subir o va a bajar los taxis?
¿A dónde?
Porque
Perdón.
en Waidel Street. En
Well Street.
Waidel Street.
Yeah. E tinha uma piscina.
Ahí había una piscina donde ahora han puesto containers para tirar basuras. Gracias al señor, a nuestro consejero Silva, que tanto lo molesté, puso unos containers y sacó toda la basura y hizo limpiar, porque estábamos llenos de rata.
Yeah.
Ahora, yo quiero saber si nuestra propiedad va a subir o va a bajar. Está devaluado todo esto.
So, she
Gracias.
said, we have a property here where it was a pool, and it was a full garbage there and stuff. Now they put a container. He bothered too much with the council of Silva, and they went, they clean it. Everything now is nice and clean with the container. But she wants to know, because of that, if her property, which is next to that area, is going to be, you think it's going to be higher or not?
It will depend on what properties in that area are selling for. So if it's been cleaned up, you'll see that either sales have improved in that area and it could go up, or if sales could be the same.
Yeah.
We base our values purely on the market to try to guess what will happen based on different influences. We're going to just see, that's why we break out the neighborhoods. That could be something that influences that area, and that would be something that would group that together to say either it goes up or stays the same or goes down.
Ella no piensa que va a influenciar, ¿no? Eso depende no de eso, pero las otras casas, el valor de las otras casas que están cerca de su casa, ahí se vaya a subir o no.
Yo no creo que eso sea. Nuestro sitio está desvaluado, definitivamente desvaluado.
No,
y no solamente tenemos ese problema, también tenemos problemas de parking.
Okay. No, she doesn't think, the area was the value went up because all the houses is all very old and not good.
Yeah, so when we look and take a look at those houses, and based on if they are older and in not good condition, they get valued appropriately for that.
Depende de las casas alrededor. Okay.
Yo perdí todos mis papeles porque a mí la casa la perdí. Yo no tengo un plano como yo hice una addition, porque mi casa cuando la compré era pequeña, pero yo pagué permiso, pagué todo y hice un addition a mi casa, pero esos papeles yo no los tengo conmigo.
¿Y usted
Yo
no
perdí
puede
todo.
buscar?
¿Y a dónde?
Él le doy la carreta y la ayudo. Okay, tranquila. Yeah.
We're good with that? Okay, thank you.
So I have a few
Yes.
questions. In your presentation, you said you default to the highest value of the apartment. Where does that rule come from? Why don't you default to the lowest value? The other issue is, I know several people that have senior freezes. Is that going to have any burden on the taxes? And my last question is, with all the health concerns in the area with the plane noise and the toxins and the brownfields, is that included in your evaluation as well?
I'll go from the last question to the first. All the influences of traffic, noise, contamination, all of that is in there. If you know something specific to yours that is, I'll say worse, that you want considered, you can always email us directly with any information you have. We have a separate email within ours. It's norc@asinj.com.
Ele estava a perguntar como é que a evolução diz alta e baixa. Eu sei que o nosso meia quer dizer, mas eu vou só dizer o que é que ele falou. Ele disse que que ele pode fazer uma pergunta e que vai estar no what's the website? No Work. Ele pode mandar a pergunta pelo e-mail nowork.asinj.com. Esse é o e-mail, ok?
So let me just say that we're going to keep asking him about taxes. He knows nothing about taxes or what the taxes are going to be. This is not a question for him. He's an evaluator. He doesn't know what the tax rate is going to be. It has nothing to do with the tax rate. The tax rate is a city function and a county function and a state function based on school assessment, based on what the costs are to run the city every year, based on a county assessment. Those are the things that affect your taxes. You want to say that part first?
Yeah. O MEI está a dizer que perguntar a ele o que é que vai ser sobre as taxas, ele não lida com as taxas, ele não tem nada a ver com as taxas. As taxas são decididas pelo município de Newark, pelo condado e pelo estado. Aí vai ser segundo o que foi decidido pelas essas três instâncias, é que as taxas vão ser aumentadas ou não.
Plus, you could live in a neighborhood that's graffiti everywhere and run down, but if people are buying homes in there at a certain price, then that's still going to affect the value of your house, no matter what's going on around in that neighborhood.
Por exemplo, numa área que tenha muitos desses grafites nas ruas, nas paredes, e a pessoa vai e compra uma propriedade num valor bem elevado, vai afetar a taxa da propriedade.
So revaluation, so two things I think we need to make clear.
Yeah.
So the value of your property is not necessarily going up, is not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
So let's say,
Yeah. Vocês tenham em conta isso, como ele fez e mostrou aí. O valor da propriedade não quer dizer que isso afeta o das taxas. Pelo contrário, até é bom ter o valor mais alto.
because you have more equity.
Yeah, porque aí o que chamamos o equity, que é a divisão entre o valor e a taxa, como eu estava ele a explicar.
You could probably sell it for more money.
E tu podes vender por mais dinheiro, porque o valor é mais alto.
But in relationship to taxes, to what the city burdens taxpayers with, then your share would be more. That's true.
Yeah.
So Mayor, if there's a senior freeze, will that be honored?
Yes, the senior freeze has nothing to do with reval.
Yeah.
Okay.
The state could decide that.
You value the house.
Yeah, the house is still valued.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He does not affect the tax rate.
No, that I know.
Right.
So if you have a senior freeze, right, we still have to value it, because if you sold it to me, I would not have the senior freeze, and it has to be, I would have to take the correct tax burden based on the same valuing at the same time as everyone else.
É o que ele explicou há bocado.
Right.
Se o
He's not
valor, ok, ele vai ter que ir de novo para poder ver, porque o valor da casa, ok, tem que ser inspecionado. Esse é o valor da casa. Não afeta, às vezes, para não afetar o imposto, que é as taxas. O imposto da taxa da casa é diferente do valor da casa. Entendeu?
Prayerfully, revaluation will balance the tax burden because
For sure.
we have a lot of commercial property in the city. We have a lot of industrial property in the city that's selling for a whole lot of money. Hopefully, that they'll be paying their fair share. It'll even out what people have to pay. Some people in revaluation process will get lower taxes.
Até essa evolução que estão a fazer da propriedade é muito bom, porque vai dar um equilíbrio. As propriedades comerciais às vezes não estavam a pagar o que era devido, certas casas não tinham esse valor que tinham, que na realidade tem. Então vai dar um balanço para que as taxas de propriedades, às vezes as pessoas que estavam a pagar e não muito mais altas não vão pagar, porque o outro lado, o comercial e o valor da casa vai subir. Portanto, isso é um equilíbrio às vezes não, sempre vai ter.
How is it weighted, the evaluation? How is that weighted? So, the third question I asked you, and the first question with the valuation, right?
So you asked why.
Right, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me, sorry. So say Frank and I both own houses next to each other, same lot, same house, and Frank did some work, got it permitted, and he lets the inspector in, he gets valued accurately. I've done a ton of work on my house. I haven't gotten permits, and my house is way nicer than his, but you can't tell that from the outside. The way this system works is You pay your taxes based on your value. If I'm hiding and I'm not letting the inspector see my true value, I should not benefit from that. And he should, consequently, he's going to suffer because he's going to pay more than he should because I'm not paying what I should. So it's to the highest reasonable level. If we don't get in and it gets all the way to the end and you see your value and you're like, why is it so high? And we say, well, we had to estimate it. We will come out right up to the very last minute to come out and do an inspection. And for those people that don't let us in, we're elevating their value to a level that probably is close to what it really is, so that everybody else gets their taxes at a fair level. Because if I'm paying lower than I should, everybody else is paying a little bit more.
And how are the health concerns weighted? They're considered,
The
right?
health
How are they weighted? Yeah, like
for like if you were ill.
no, for noise, for
For noise.
brownfield,
So
that was my question.
it's proximity, the closer you are to them. That's why if there's something very specific about your property, let us know. But general things like we know what's near the airport, we know what's near the highways, we know what's near the rail lines, we know designated federal flood areas, all of those broad things. But if there's more, you need to let us know. And then we consider that based on all the information we can gather.
Alrighty. Can you explain a little bit more about the net tax zero, just so we understand? Because you mentioned a little bit of that even though you're going to increase some taxes, some other taxes you're going to decrease, overall is going to remain the same overall.
Right.
And the other question and concern that I have is you presented a number like 400K a property, the taxes was about 11K. The properties have been sold around for a much higher value. So let's say a property was sold for 800, the person is going to pay 22,000. So that's the concern as well.
Yeah. So, go with your first question again. I was focusing too much on the second. The net zero, right, the net zero. So when we're talking numbers at this point, we're not going to know what the budget is when we get to the final thing. So we just take the existing budget and calculate numbers based on that. So that we can say if these new numbers took place with the current budget, right? So this process doesn't generate any revenue for the city, right? So when everybody gets valued, we're going to come up with an average increase in value. And let's just say it doubles, right? No one's going to be exactly at that average increase. Most of the people, about a third of the people will be above, a third of the people will be below, and a third of the people will be about that average, right? So on average, as we go through these process, about a third of the people will have a slightly bigger than normal increase to their taxes, about a third will have slightly less, about a third will come in about where they normally come with their normal increase once the budgets are passed. And then there are a few outliers. There are always a few outliers. Somebody did work and finally we we saw it and we added it to the value of the house. Somebody had a nice house, they let it fall into disrepair. Now it's in not good condition and it gets valued lower. So for every dollar that somebody goes up somewhere, someone goes down because the total value times the tax rate has to equal the budget. So when the values go up, and let's just say they double, if the values double, the tax rate has to go in half so that that multiplication works, right? And if the market dropped in the time that we do it, it went down, the tax rate would go up because the city, the county, the schools, they have budgets that need to be met. Okay, and then you had a second question?
No, the second,
yeah, sorry.
The second question was about the value of the properties. If they're 400K and now we're selling for 800,
Right, so
it's going to double that price.
It's
pretty.
again, if the existing value was something and it doubles or triples, and the average is, if they're close to the average, it's not going to have a significant impact. But if your value goes up, if the average was double and you go up triple, yeah, your property is going to be more valuable and you're going to pay more taxes. But somebody else, their average is going down proportionally and they're going to be paying less.
Good evening, everyone. My question's simple. Was this meeting recorded? And if so, where can we find the meeting?
Excuse me. So yes, the meeting is being recorded. You can find it on the city's webpage. Also, we have it on the Newark People's Assembly and the email blast that's sent out, as well as that it's also on Facebook. So it'll be on the city's Facebook page as well. And if you need to after the meeting, I can give you my email. I can send you the link as well.
And just a reminder, the slideshows are available online in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. On the website, yes.
Is there going to be a list of the items that will be considered an increase of value or decrease of value? Because you say we might be able to discuss the evaluation, but I don't see any reference that we can bring it up. Everything is very abstract.
Okay.
So how much is my my kitchen reform compared to the
It's-
other items? I have no reference to discuss this with you.
At this point, it's still too far away to go into any detail. When we do valuing, there's two different things we do. We do a residential cost approach and we do comparable sales. The residential cost approach is from a guideline that the state gives us on the valuing of what each thing values out based on. They come out with a guidebook every 10 years, and then they come up with amendments or adjustments for inflation yearly. So depending on what happens over the next 2 years, then I couldn't even speak to those numbers. So right now, we have to gather the data, and then when we get close to the end, we will be able to value, and then when you get your value letter, you can ask for your property record card, and on that property record card, there is a breakout of the residential cost approach, and we can go through and discuss that with you. But at this point, it's too early to go into any kind of numbers. The numbers would not be accurate, and they would not even be a good guess.
So when you do the estimation, because you couldn't get into the interior, and they fill out the paperwork, like when you did my house, and you gave me 3 baths, where you gave me more baths than I have rooms, all I have to do is just let you in the house to see that I don't have 3
Yeah.
baths, and then you just make all the
Yeah,
corrections.
we make
on the
any
sheet.
correction. As soon as we get in, we mark it exactly as it is. And if you want us to review it before we leave, we can review it, make sure you have 3 bedrooms upstairs, 1 bathroom, living room, dining room, kitchen, whatever. And we'll make sure that you're satisfied, explain what we marked if you're curious about something, and then you're correct, and you'll be valued for what you actually have.
Because when the guy came out, he just walked around the house and he left. Then the second time, that's when we got the second notice.
Okay.
And he didn't ring a doorbell, he didn't do anything.
Okay.
So then we got the second sheet.
Come see me after.
So I'm
I
just
can
trying to
say,
find
yeah.
out, did he base the estimation on the year of the house was built, or he just made an assumption?
So when we do the valuing, that'll calculate in the age of the house. When we do an estimate, it's a standard estimate. So if you have an attic, we're going to say it's mostly finished. If you have a basement, we're saying it's mostly finished. We're going to say your kitchen is updated. We're going to say 1 bathroom is updated, and the overall interior condition is above average.
Well, we live in the same area, so, I mean, y'all didn't get my house
No,
either.
not yet. I didn't assign it yet.
Yeah, you didn't get my house, so somebody's
No.
got to come and do my house, because I don't have an attic, I have the pull down, but, yeah, so you got to get inside. Yeah.
Along those same lines, please, less than a year ago, a licensed, talk louder? Okay, sure. Less than a year ago, a licensed New Jersey appraiser came to do an appraisal on a house for the purpose of putting it up on the market for sale. Can that evaluation be used for this reevaluation?
So directly, no, you can submit it so that we can see what your appraiser came up with. But just keep in mind, that was done now. The valuing is going to be done 2 years from now, so the market will have changed.
Okay.
So if it were, like, if we were doing the same year and it was right now, it would be very applicable, but it might be far enough out that it wouldn't. You can always submit it so we can see what you're seeing at this point.
Okay.
But it will be several years before we're valuing. So it becomes, as you get further away from when an assessment is done,
Difference.
it becomes, not that it's wrong, it just becomes less accurate because the market has changed.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My question is very simple. Everything got to go up. This is simple, right? So let's say the next 2 years, my tax went up like 18%, as you said, maybe. can I raise my rent 18%? Because we are already tied between
let me answer
we
first.
get in rent, what we pay for taxes, water, insurance, and everything.
Okay.
So how that works?
So let me clarify here, and the mayor kind of spoke to this earlier. Our job is to put a value on your property. The results of how that impacts you for taxes, yeah, we understand. That's your concern. We know that. But our job is to put a correct market value, and that's the end of our job. The taxes become a function of that and the budgets. And did you want to speak to that further, Mayor?
Yeah, that's a question you would have to ask me and not him. And so people confuse that. But the way you raise your rent has nothing to do with your taxes, obviously. Rent increases in Newark are based, some places are rent controlled and based on cost of living increases, right? That's what it's based on. And then the state law says that you have to raise rent at a reasonable level. The debate about that is still out. So the evaluation and the taxes have really nothing to do with your ability to raise your rent. So the straight answer is no. It has no relationship to that. But hopefully your taxes won't be raised by 18% in the next 3 years. That is a lot. Usually we raise taxes in Newark maybe 2% every year. What we have raised maybe 2%. And including with the county and the Newark Public Schools, we really try to keep it 2 or 3% in the city of Newark. Every year we try to do that. So hopefully it won't be 18% for sure.
So let's bring the investment back to Newark, so it's good. If it's not 18% by these two, so the investment could come back to Newark, instead of go someplace else.
Well, the investment is coming. That's why your values are going up. If the investment wasn't coming, then your values wouldn't be going up. The value of your property is going to go up because people are investing in the city. If they wasn't investing, then your value would go the other way. Your value of your property goes because people are buying homes around you at prices. Sometimes the prices, like this brother said, may be a little elevated, but because the value of your property goes up, people are buying, they're investing. That's why, The industrial property in this area sells for a lot of square footage in and around the port area, right? Because the value of the land is going up in the city. So that's why I said in the beginning, it's not necessarily a negative thing. It can be a good thing if you're trying to sell your property or get money out of your property through equity because the values of your property is increasing because people are investing in it. If they weren't investing, it would be going in the opposite direction, and we would have less money to do the things we need to do in the city. Reval helps us balance what you pay the city, the county, because you're not just paying us. You're paying the city, the county, the school board, and some of it goes to the state. So we pay everybody.
As a matter of fact, it's worth it because Newark has been better, much better than 10 years ago. So it's a great job, what the town is doing. So thank you.
Say that when you get your tax bill.
I have a question. If there's a business on your street, and will your property be taxed based on that one business that's in your block, or will your property be taxed different than that one business that's on your block?
Okay. Are you speaking that you have a residential home as opposed to? Okay. So businesses are valued separately. If that business has some kind of impact on your life, like a lot of business, a lot of noise, a lot of whatever, if it's very specific to you and that's that one business, communicate that to us by sending us an email, or when the inspector comes out, they can take note, because we're not always there when the problem happens or the concern you have happens. So if you could send pictures, if like at night you have bright lights that shine in your window from the gas station across the street, we're not always there to see that kind of thing. So you can send in that as well. We're not going to base your value on a commercial property. They can influence the value, but we're basing it on sales of houses similar to yours in that area.
Okay, but can it also lower the value?
It can lower it,
okay.
And so if it's, say, it was a gas station, it was a quiet little gas station, and suddenly they became, a big, bright, lights and a lot of traffic and a lot of noise, and they're open much later, communicate that to us, because we don't know that 3 years ago it was a quiet little corner gas station and now they've expanded. So if you communicate that to us, we can understand where you're coming from. You're welcome.
Where can we find the permissible rent increase percentages? Is it somewhere on the City of Newark's website somewhere?
Can you say that again?
The permissible rent increase percentages?
Right. So we have a rent control board, the rent control office. You can look at it. You have to see if your property is under rent control. First of all, if you have a rent control property, then it would be governed by that, right? Other things are governed by the state. So, you know, in Newark, if your property is rent controlled, then it goes by cost of living increases. Not all properties are rent controlled. Most of them are, but not all, right? So I would go and look and see if my property falls under that.
Mine's not rent control, but I don't know where to go to find the percentages. Because I know that at one time there was like, you couldn't increase it by a
Because it was a moratorium because of COVID. That's done.
Okay. So there's, sorry. So there's not a limit right now, is what you're saying?
Unfortunately.
Okay.
And I can get you a copy of that. That's not a problem.
So do you have any idea based on previous studies how much is going to increase? Because if you increase 100% somebody taxes, right, you might get that person out of that property. They were not going to pay their mortgage and that goes on, right? But do you have that vision as well? Hey, we have a limit how much we can increase.
So no, there's no limit on what the value is. The market dictates the limit. But to your concern about somebody being forced out of their house, if say the market increased 1,000%, the tax rate comes down proportionally. As long as they're in the average increase range, they're going to be about the same as they were. Might be up a little bit, down a little bit, but it's very rare that somebody, unless something significant happened to the house, good or bad, that wasn't previously recorded, they're going to not be a huge swing in their taxes. There can be a swing, but you know, it's not going to be, you know, like the 18%.
Pay attention to the tax rate of the city. Look at the city's tax rate. Look at historically, look at it going forward. Like, you pay attention to that, that will determine, like, even if, so the reval, again, you know, kind of evens everybody out. So if your property values go up, if you're paying more, somebody else is going to pay less. That's what's going to happen. They're trying to determine who that is. Who's going to pay more versus who's going to pay less versus who's going to stay neutral, right? The amount you pay is the city's burden. I don't want to make you think that these people are causing you to pay more. I have to take responsibility for that, right? So your tax rate goes up because we allow it to go up because you're either paying more for schools, right? The county's tax rate is higher, right? So the county asks us for money, we get it from you. The school asks us for money, we get it from you. All of the workers' health care benefits, if that goes up, we get it from you. Right? If it costs more for us to buy salt when it snows, we get the money from you. In order to pay, we get the money from you. All of the stuff that we do, we get it from you. If those bills go up, then your taxes go up, right? And so what we have to try to do is keep those bills down, or at least in a reasonable way to let it grow up slowly, because you know the cost of living increases, and we have to buy things, and the things that we buy, we're not selling cars out of back of City Hall, so our revenue comes from your taxes. So we make the decision about what the tax rate is. We got to factor in the school system, what they asking us for. If they ask us for $90 million additional dollars, and we don't have $90 million additional dollars, we have to go get it. If the county asks us for $50 million additional dollars, we have to go find it, and we go find it from you. So we have to negotiate with those people to keep their tax rates down, and then we come up with an overall tax rate. And hopefully that overall tax rate is modest in the increase, you know.
Is there any other questions? No?
Oh, over at the end here.
Hi, thank you. I have a question. From my limited understanding, this hasn't happened for 13 years. I'm just curious.
2013 was the last time it went on the books.
Okay. Will this happen? Okay, it'll happen every 10 years from here on.
Supposedly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we try to do, and sometimes it takes a little longer to get through the process, but 10 years is the average. Some municipalities do it more often, some it goes a little bit longer, but if they go longer, then the state starts getting on them to make them do it.
That's it? Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Since we now were divided, Ironbound and Metro, is that going to make Ironbound side property go higher because the crime rate went down? The package thieves went down? Because we've separated.
No, that has nothing to, Ironbound and Metro, so
force-wise.
the neighborhood, no. So the straight answer is no.
Okay.
I mean, the neighborhoods are assessed based on what they decide the neighborhoods are, not based on artificial kind of things that we've done. What we've done is like an artificial thing for policing purposes, has nothing to do with the neighborhood itself.
But it will show less crime in the Ironbound, correct?
I mean, what, in the downtown area?
No, Ironbound area versus the
Okay,
Metro
versus
area.
Metro. I don't think so, actually. I don't think so. And I don't know if that's going to be heavily weighted in how properties are evaluated anyway.
We don't look at the crime rate.
Yeah.
We feel that the market will dictate that homeowners buying, they're going to buy or not buy by that. That's going to factor into the purchasing price,
Okay.
right? So if they did the research and they're looking at what you're looking at and they're like, you know what, that's more than I want to do and I'm not willing to pay that, they might pay less to live there or they may opt to look somewhere else. And if enough people are opting to look somewhere else, the values come down and that'll reflect in the valuing. And conversely, if they look at it and you go, you know, it's not as bad as like the mayor said, it's not that bad, then they will say, oh, yeah, I'm willing to pay more to live there. So it's
You don't
based
want to
on.
be associated with Metro anyway. Those buildings are selling for a whole lot of money.
But those
Those are
buildings are
properties.
also empty. And
they-
not enough parking. Here we're back at the same thing. We don't have enough parking in the city.
En la parte más baja de Penn Station, esa área abajo, el metro.
Thank you.
Onde que tiene Penn Station, y los subways, y los buses. Ese que se llama metro.
Thank you.
With that being said, I think that concludes the meeting. I want to thank Mayor Baraka for coming out. Also thank Deputy Mayor Ligia, the tax assessors and ASI, and also the BA for being here, and Councilman Silver office in collaboration with this meeting. There is some refreshments in the back. Help yourself. Thank you to East Ward 8. Annie is here, and Joanna, and the precinct, the 3rd precinct. Thank you. Good night.
Nós estamos com algumas coisas para comer aí atrás, tem pastelinhos de bacalhau, vão aí comer um bocadinho para poder fazer o aperitivo antes de jantar.